So hi everyone, my name is Tanasha and I'm here to demonstrate how the circle of devices works. So the first thing that is here is we see about 5 tracks with MIDI recordings on them. And then we've got, of course, our VST, our generator, our synthesizer instrument, and then we've got the circle of devices. So, what is the circle of devices? The circle of devices is just a circle of this tool that I made just to make the work easier, because the first thing is I didn't do any music theory, and I know a lot of people didn't do any music theory, for different reasons and all that stuff. But don't worry, because this tool is actually here to help you with that. So what makes this one different? Okay, so I've used some other tools, and then I checked, on some other tools you can get the circle of use, but it's still complicated. You can't use that. They're still so complicated. So at the end of the day, you're stuck with a tool that is full of complex stuff and easy MIDI and whatever and so forth. Just a lot of problems. You know what I mean? The tools just leave you with another headache. That's what I'm trying to say. So the nice thing about this, because it's created by me, a person who doesn't know anything about music theory really, who just try to make up something and try to make up something and work with something. So now this is the track that I made. I didn't want to make anything on the spot, because ideas sometimes they just don't come in. At the end, I end up looking like someone who doesn't know exactly what they're doing. So let's just listen to this track. Probably I think I need to reduce this guy here. Sorry, just do this first of all. No, that won't work. Anyway, what I want to do first of all is I'll probably reduce it on the master, which I know you can't do that. But anyway, listen to this. Okay, cool. So what's happening here? All of these tracks, they are loaded with the circle of fifth. The circle of devices, not the circle of fifth, circle of devices. And what I did, the first thing that I did, I first chose which key was my track going to belong to, was the whole complete track, where was it going to belong to? And I decided on C major, just out of thin air, C major, right? And then after that, because I chose C major, the nice thing about the circle of devices, it will actually show you other scales that work with C major, right? And I think that makes it easy for a lot of people. Now there are things that you just have to keep in mind. I'll probably just share with you right now. In terms of scales, minors and majors, you have to remember two numbers. This will make your life super easy. It's 4 and 3. 4 and 3. So with majors, remember that every time there is a gap, it's either it's a 4-note gap or it's a 3-note gap, right? So for example, this is a major, right? On its own it will be like this, without this one, sorry. So it will be like this, 4 and 7, right? So what you do is with the major, you have to remember that the sequence is 3 4 3 4 3 4 3 4 3 4, and with the minor it's the opposite, 4 3 4 3 4 3 4 3, right? So here is what's happening. So the difference here, sorry, like between these two is 3, right? So 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. So let's just listen to it with just these two. Okay, cool. You can hear that one, it's a bit empty. It's actually not a bit, it's actually empty. And because I spoke about the 3 4 3 4 3 4, we say, okay, 4 plus 3, it's 7. Let's try and add another note, right? 4 plus 3, it's 7. 7 plus 4, we know it's 11, right? Let's listen to it now, like that. Okay, cool. We added another note. Let's try and add another one, right? So say 7 plus 4, it's 11, right? So 11 plus 3, which is 14, right? And then what we can do, what we can do is we can either put a 14 positive or a 14 negative. If I want that low end, I can actually decide on just putting a negative. You know what I mean? So let's do this. Minus 14 instead of plus 14. So let's play. Okay, so remember we said 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 4 is 11, 11 plus 3 is 14, and then why don't we do 14 plus 4 and we see what happens. It might break, so anyway. Okay, that's a bit better, that's too low. So let's actually leave this one like this before we tinker with this so much, so that I can just demonstrate how the cycle of devices works. So the cool thing about the major code too is, like, you can do so many things with it. Like if you even look for some stuff online, you find different codes, different stuff and all that. It's an amazing tool, literally an amazing tool. So let's go to the second track, right? If you actually noticed on the first track, we are on the first two. So look at this. As I'm pressing, just look at the movement that's happening on the chains here. Okay, yeah. It's moving. So here it's on the first one, which is this one. On the second track, what happened? What happened was I chose the fifth track. The fifth, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is G. I apologize if I butcher this name. It's Mixolydian, right? And I chose G Mixolydian. So what's happening on the G Mixolydian? let's play it. Okay, and remember what I said before. If it's a major, there is a 3-4-3-4-3-4 sequence, and if it's a minor, there's a 4-3-4-3-4-3 sequence. So 3-4-3-4 sequence, that means 4 plus 3 will give us our next note, and here now it's 7 plus 4 will give us our next note. So if we say 11, right, because that's 7 plus 4, and so yeah, you can literally experiment, you can do some crazy stuff. On some videos I even saw they've got like 12 here. So let's just try it out. Well, I don't know how that works out, but anyway, so with just continue on stuff. Here we go. Cool, right? So that's the second track. And with the second track we can expand it again, and we can put more chords, and like, you know, we can actually complicate the chord, we can add more notes to it, right? And so this is what this is the second track, right? And can check the second track is on the 5th chain, which is 1 2 3 4 5. If I play it again, you'll see here that's where there is something happening there. Yeah, so now let's go to the 3rd track. If we go to the 3rd track, it's on the 6th chain. The 6th chain, if we're to play the 6th chain, it's okay, yeah, okay, here, right. Cool. This one, it's on the 3rd track, right? And on the 3rd track, our circle of devices is on the 6th chain, which is this one, right? And we can add more tracks, we can do stuff. Remember, this is still the same C major chain. This is still the same C major device, right? And then if we are to go to the next track, which is this one, I just do this. So on the 4th track, it's on the 5th one. Looks like we went back to the 5th one, right? Yeah, so went back to the 5th one. That means when I was making the track, I probably think when I made some chords, probably that I was like, oh, okay, that sounds cool, so let me just leave it on the 5th track. There is no rule when it comes to using this device. You can use it any way you like. There's no rule. You can experiment with it. You can take it apart, rearrange stuff. You can do so many cool stuff, and I'm pretty certain if you can post and show other people like, oh, this is what you did, other people would be grateful, you know, doing service to the community. Now let me play the 4th track, right? Okay, let me just do this. So if you actually noticed, I tempered with this part here. I added a negative. At first it was empty. When I added the first 11, which is a positive 11, sounded too thin, right? Because it added another note, on the higher side of the spectrum, of the frequency spectrum. So when you listen to it, that means it probably added another note in the fifth octave or something like that. So it's too thin, right? So if I drop it minus 11, listen to this now. So why don't we try and actually experiment with this one here, minus 14, right? So because it's plus 3, this is a major. Remember what I say, 3 4 3, right? So let's edit on the positive. Yeah, you can literally experiment and do some other stuff with it. And then on the last track, this is probably one of my best VSTs, bass VST actually. It's called The Legend. It's modeled after the Model D, the Moog, or the Moog, So let's hear the first track. Okay, now the part that's there is all of this is coming from these. It's one device. I haven't even chosen the other devices. I'm only on one, and I can finish the whole track on that. I can even create a lot of tracks, limitless actually. So that's the nice thing about circle of devices. It makes the work easier for someone like me. So let's say you're someone who works with samples, right? You can actually find the key of the sample, and you can use the circle of devices when you're building your track and so forth. Maybe let's say the track that you're trying to sample, let's say maybe some old Motown records, and it's in the C, in the A major scale. Can just take the A major. So that means anything that's in the A major, let's just add another MIDI track. Anything that's in the A major, that's all of these will work with that sample. All of them to work with that sample, and it's actually an opportunity for you to experiment and do some cool stuff and all that stuff. In the future, I'll probably share another video on some of the stuff that I've made using this tool. I think it's an amazing tool, and for someone like me who has been struggling with getting music theory lessons because of my location and so forth and all that, or getting proper finances for me to buy a keyboard and so forth, this is like a shortcut to doing some cool stuff. You know what I mean? So please give it a try. If you want to experiment with this device, you've got the right to experiment. Literally, you can dissect it, you can do stuff, and you can create even cooler stuff. You know what I mean? Just share and just do amazing stuff. You know what I mean? Thank you for watching.